Hello there, friends. My kiddos sat down and ate some leftovers, and I guess they enjoyed them so much they didn't leave me any, which is okay. Totally okay. It gives me an opportunity, actually, to test out a recipe that was suggested to me by someone. So I'm kind of curious how it's going to work out. Today we're working on the Inferno, the Instafire Inferno, and we're going to try a larger portion of beanie weenies. So we got these Armor Vienna sausage bites. As you can see, they're pre-cut. I drained them and I rinsed them because that Vienna sausage water is kind of gross. And the pork and beans. Both of these were found at the Dollar Tree, so kind of a cheap meal too, so something to keep in mind. And then I have a little dollop of oil. There is a little bit of water in there because I just made sure that the my pan is rinsed out. This is actually the Ready Hour mess kit. This is actually one of my favorite single person kits out there. Technically you could probably cook for 2 people with this, which is really neat, but it does come with a lid / fry pan, but we're not going to do it that way per se at the moment. And it comes with like a measuring cup and its own spoon, which is really, really cool. So I'm going to go ahead and get this lit. Today we're going to use the fire bricks. I really like these. These are pressed, basically they're pressed wood. I don't want to get too close to my pan or anything like that. So these are pressed wood. This one in particular got a little wet during a rainstorm, so it's kind of melty. So I apologize ahead of time. But I'm going to go ahead and try to get this fire lit. I got a couple of them already sitting in here. So once I get it lit, we will go from there. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see it. I got a nice little flame down there. I do have the little fan. Here we go. There we go. I do have the little fan on to make it kind of blow a little bit better. So we will be getting a nice big flame in a second. So I don't want to take too much of you guys' time sitting here waiting for the fire to burn, so I'm going to pause it again. Here we are. We finally have some fire in the top chamber. I say finally. It didn't even take all that long. I should have put a timer on there, but that's okay. So once we get a decent fire, I still have the fan on full, so we're blowing flames. So as soon as we start getting that really going, I will move on to cooking. All right, here we are, friends. We got some good heat coming from here, so go ahead and get started. Like I said, I got a tiny bit of oil in here mixed with water, which will probably splatter and burn me, but whatever, that's fine. So we'll go ahead and toss the Vienna bites in there. I actually plan on using this can for something else, so a different project for a different day, probably on my other channel. So we'll go ahead and see how that works. I'm going to stir this once I find my spoon. My giant camping spoon. The goal here is to give a little bit of brown, put a little bit of color onto these sausages, and then we'll dump in the pork and beans. Here we are, friends. So we get nice and brown, so I'm going to go ahead. I turned the fan off, and because this was hopping, so that was only a little bit of one of those bricks, which is pretty cool actually. You don't need much to cook a meal with these, which is really nice. So we'll go ahead and I'll dump that in and show you after. Here we are. I got it in there. I am doing the stirring right now. So thank you for the suggestion. I can't wait to try this. This was a request from a different social media sharing platform, so not a YouTube one, but I am curious to try this out. I always like suggestions and things to try. Normally I don't eat a whole lot of like food from cans, so, but my guilty pleasure is absolutely 100% beating weenies, and supposedly this is supposed to be pretty close, so I'm pretty excited about that. So once we start getting hot enough and ready to pull it off the fire, I will come right back. Alright guys, here we are. So we are at temperature. I'm going to go ahead and pull that off. Like I said, I didn't actually use a whole lot of that brick, which is kind of cool. So I can't wait to try some other recipes with that and see how many bricks each recipe takes, because by far my favorite way to cook on these is the pressed bricks. They are awesome. So if you guys are interested in one of these, this is the Inferno by Instafire. I will go ahead and put a link up for you guys to try it out. And look at that, the coals are just cooling down and be pretty good. So I already have the fan off. So this is just perfect for that single meal. I do want to try to attempt bigger meals. So really quick, since it's winding down anyway, I am going to try it out. Like I said, this is something that was recommended to me, so not my normal recipes, but I do like to try when I can. So that is actually pretty darn okay. It's not 100% beating weenies, but I do like the char that's on the Vienna sausages. It adds a really, really pleasant smoky flavor to it. And then the beans are obviously slightly sweet, which is quite nice. Would I make it again? Probably, if I was, I had it on hand and I was hungry and I was out and about or whatever. This isn't actually a half bad meal. So I would eat again. It's not like something I'd go screaming across the hills away for, but somebody liked it, so that's all that really matters. Is like, I'm not gonna yuck your yum. If this is something you like, that's cool. If not, that's cool too. But I might keep some of these on hand just to have them as backup, on those days when I'm outside and I don't feel like cooking on the inside and my kids eat all the leftovers. so I have something, a quick, easy, single meal. So anyway, if you're interested, you can try it out. You want to check out the link, you can check out the link. I'll put the link in for both the Inferno and the pots and pans set. I think that's how it works. I'm still working on this because I do have an affiliate with the parent company for both of these, so, which is really cool, honestly. If I'm being 100% honest, it's super cool, and I like trying the products out. So it's an interesting ride and I'm enjoying it. I hope you guys are happy, healthy, and safe, and I'll catch you next time.